guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Monica. If you're new to this channel, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you are an old subscriber, thank you and welcome. Today I'm just gonna do a quick story. Let's just have a quick chat. This is just a soap that I bought from Macari. It's for my dry skin, for my face, but yeah, and I've already wet this. It's a facial towel. So yeah, for the last 3 weeks I've been going through it. My car has been giving me a really hard time. The sort of work that I do, it can be emotionally, mentally and psychologically challenging, you know, and I drive a lot for work and my car has been giving me issues. I've been spending a lot on the car just to fix it, and I love that car. It's not like it's a fancy car, it's just a nice car that takes me to places when I want to go. To be honest, my sister's friends, they'll be like, oh Monica, you need to change your car. I'm like, hey, you know, I really don't care. As long as that car is taking me places, that's all what matters. So to cut the story short, the last 3 weeks ago, the car wasn't really working properly. After I took it to the mechanic, and the mechanic was, get another car, and whatever your budget is, I'll help you to get a better car or a really good quality. I was like, okay, no worries, I'll come and we'll get a car. But the car actually, it wasn't till, you know, so I did everything that the mechanic wanted me to do. I did. He fixed the car and then he was like, look, I don't really think this car, the issue that this car have is with your the exhaust or any of these things that I've mentioned. I just think it's your battery. Mind you, I've just actually bought a brand new battery, like maybe about a month and a half prior to that. So there's no way this battery should have been giving me an issue, but yet it was a faulty battery. I was like, okay, cool. I took the battery first to the place where I bought the battery, and they're like, oh, we can't really change the battery because it's a new battery. We already did the testing and it's still showing some life in this battery, so it's still good. I was like, well, my mechanic have already told me this battery is faulty, and he tried to charge the battery as well, and the battery does not have a life. So can you please change the battery? And to be honest, I don't even mind buying another battery. They're like, oh, you need to take it to the main manufacturer, or you bring the whole car here so we can actually change it. And that's the only car that I use for work. So, and all of my the places where I drive to go to work, it's like 40 to 50 minutes drive each time I go to work, and I work on weekends and once a week during the weekdays. So I was a bit devastated. I'm like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna either get a new battery. Guys, look how dirty my face is, and I've just had a shower, you know. So she was like, just put it into consideration and get a new car. I was like, okay, fine. I think I'll probably do what this girl have advised me to do. I was like, okay. I went around, I looked for the car that I really liked. I got the car. Since I've actually leveled up, though it wasn't really my dream car, but it was nice. I washed my face away from camera anyways, because I didn't want to take the camera and let me fix up, you know. Let me just fix myself up. I was actually happy about the new car. Everything seems to be going really well for me. I'm actually working 2 jobs. And being a single mother is not easy. I was meant to take the car for a roadworthy certificate, because I've just bought this car 2 days prior for me to actually transfer the insurance under my name. I've been using this stuff for years from Macari anyways. So I was going there to get a roadworthy certificate, not knowing that this is a car that I just had for 2 days, not more, but just 2 freaking days in my hand. And I've called the insurance company for them to actually change my car, transfer the insurance from the old insurance to the new insurance, but they're actually busy. That's the time that the bushfire thing was actually going on at that time, so it was really kind of hard for me to get through them. So I was like, hey, probably when I get to work I'll call them. But 2 freaking days, these people, it was hard to get because of the fire thing that was going on in New South Wales. I live in Australia anyway, Queensland to be precise. 40 minutes away, I stop at a traffic light, like maybe 3 to 4 seconds. I just felt something hit the back of my car. So I'm like, my car! I wasn't even caring about myself. I'm like, oh my god, somebody just hit my car. I felt so much pressure from my whole body. It felt like somebody held my head and then shook it really hard. I was like, oh shit, like I've never ever experienced such stuff in my life. That was like my first time. So it was quite traumatic for me. I got out of the car because when the car hit me, it pushes me in front. But hey, I was really lucky and blessed that day because there was no car in front of me. I was a bit confused, lost. All these emotions and everything was just kicking in at that time. Luckily, I saw them driving their car to the other street. I thought that they were running off. Nobody actually came to my aid. The only person that was really nice to help me was a police officer and his wife. Actually, it was his wife that came out. She was like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I just got into an accident. Somebody just hit my car. Then she was like, okay, do you need any help? I was like, yeah, like my back is just paining me. The husband that actually called the police because he's a police officer himself. I was lucky. He actually explained to them what have actually occurred. So, and he was like, I'm gonna leave you now, but you will be fine. You're in a good hands. I was like, thank you. And then the wife was like, sweetheart, you're gonna be fine now. At least help is here. Girl, I have this short like haircut wig on. My wig just shifts. Like, sis didn't really care about her. People were gathering, the fire brigade came, the ambulance, and then the police officer. Everybody was on site at the scene. So I just took my time, grab the wig back and then drag it. But I didn't really care if they knew that it's a wig or whatever. Hey, I'm like, this is something serious, you know. This was actually about my life. My name is Constable so and so. Did you see this car? I never saw it, to be honest. So he was like, that's fine. And the person was going so close, and this person's car actually had duct tape wrapped in front of it. And one, they were driving without no insurance. Girls, seriously, male, female, insured your car. Because if my car wasn't insured, to be honest, I would be really devastated. But if the car was not insured, I don't know what would have happened. And then these people, they said they don't even have an insurance. This car is actually registered under the boy's name, but his mom was the one that was actually driving the car, which it makes sense because I went to the guy. I'm using the serum. So I went to the guy. I was like, hey dude, you just hit my car. What are you going to do? He's like, I don't know. It's my first time going into it, like getting into an accident. I was like, hey, you just hit my car and I work really hard to get this car, you know? And it has not been easy for me. I do 2 jobs, you know, so you can't just hit my car and you say that you're saying that you don't know. So you really need to figure out what you're gonna do to fix my car. And he was like, look, I don't know. I don't even have a job. I am unemployed. I was like, how does that concern me if you're unemployed? I have 2 jobs. I just told him, look, I'm not gonna argue with you. Like you've just stated, you're not the one that was driving. It was your mommy that was driving. I'm gonna talk to your mom. I called my sister. She was like, make sure you take their details, like her details, the car radio, like the number plate, and get her license. I screenshot her license number and everything. So anyways, I was like, okay, cool. So I was even shaking. I was like, do you want to talk to the police officer? She was like, okay, that's fine. Pass me the police officer so I can speak to them. So she spoke to these police officers, asking them exactly what she wants them to actually do regarding helping me out to get this woman's information. And then she gave me the phone. Imagine this lady that actually hit my car told me that she doesn't want to talk to me. I was like, but you just hit my car. She didn't even say it to me. It was the police and the ambulance that came outside, and they were like, oh, she actually doesn't want to talk to you anymore. And then these people that I thought they were there to help me, they're like, well, we already give you her details, her house address and her name, that's all. You like, if she doesn't want to talk to you, that's fine. I was like, hey, she does not have an insurance. She only have the insurance, the state insurance. So if my car has been damaged, be in my position, try to walk in my shoes. My car has been damaged. And then they're like, well, worst come to the worst, we can only find her for driving close by to you. I was like, oh boy, I am screwed. And then they looked at each other. The paramedic guy looked at the police guy, and then they're like, they give themselves that really weird look, like I am like the dumbest or the most stupid person that you could ever think of. I felt so little. I was like, okay, that's fine. But then I just thought that they were siding that lady because of her skin color, and I was just a black girl who just bought her car, and the car just got smashed just within 2 days. I was like, wow, now I'm actually feeling how racism feel like, you know. But hey, I'm gonna just give it a go, like what my sister said. I was there. I was like, oh God, this lady. So then my sister was like, you know, you just have to know that if she does not have an insurance, your car is probably gone. I was like, please don't say that. But she was like, just give them a call. And then I kept calling. They picked the call up. They agreed to actually transfer the car, still transfer the damaged vehicle, because with the insurance system, when you get a car, within few days, they'll give you to actually transfer the car. So I'm still in that safe period. I was like, thank God. God is still with me. The following day, I asked my sister, I'm like, can you please help me to go pick my car up? She was like, oh yeah, sure. She was like, how long was it? I didn't tell her that it was like 40 minutes. I was like, oh, 20 minutes drive. But anyways, I'll put fuel in your car. So she was okay with that. So we drove, we went where the car was. This car was so badly damaged that the people who came to tow the car told me that, hey, this car gonna be a write-off. Even the police officers, they said that this car is gonna be a write-off. But to be honest, I really love the car because the AC works. The car is so smooth when you drive it. Like, everything in that car is nice. I was like, God, fuck. I hope this car can be fixed. I placed the car in my yard, because that day usually I don't park in front of other people's place. And to be honest, where I live, you don't really have a place where people say that, oh, it's marked, this is my area. You can just park anywhere in the complex. So I parked my car the first 1 week because the insurance people didn't really come on time to pick the car. Maybe going to the second week, I was coming from work. So as soon as I'm driving through the driveway, I saw my car, the driver's seats of the car has been smashed, like really bad, like it's dropped the glass. I went there, I was like, oh my god, seriously. And I actually knew who did it. Like, I knew who. There's this particular girl that just does not like her, and I confronted her. I was like, hey Emma, why did you really break my car? And she was like, oh, you effing B, effing black this, effing bitch, effing slut, effing that. I was like, hey, you don't really need to insult me, you know? I just asked you, why did you break my car? And you're the only one that can do this sort of things. I've been living in this complex before you for the last 10 years, and I've never experienced anything like this, seriously, guys. And to be honest, it's like the most peaceful complex that you can think around this area. So I'm like, why would you do that? She's like, she insulted the living shit out of me. And I was like, you know what, this is probably beyond my control. I'm just gonna go to the police station and report it. I went to the police station. They're like, did you see her? I'm like, no, I didn't see her, but I actually know what this person is capable of doing. And she was like, oh no, it's not me, it's the Aboriginal kid. He stated, he's like, they're usually scared to come outside at night time to properties like this when there's conflicts between neighbors. I was like, okay, that's fine, I'll go home. But I was pissed off. I was like, you know what, maybe I should break this girl her car as well. But then something in me just said, you know what, you're better than that, don't do it. I just left it. So in the morning, I went and complained as well to the landlord and everything. But can you imagine this girl, whenever she sees, like, she saw me, she would just laugh and everything. It's hurtful, you know. And then my friends were like, oh, if I were you, I should smash a car as well. I was like, no, I'm not gonna smash a car, I'm better than that. But to be honest, I reckon the wrath of God will actually get this girl. Insurance people call me, they're like, well, I think we have a good news for you. Your car is actually arrived. My best advice for anybody that is driving on the road, be sensible. I was extremely devastated. I felt like, okay, is it okay for me to drive again? Like, am I gonna be safe on the road? Like, what if I get hit? But then I am a single mom. I am the one that provides for my kids. If I don't provide for my kids, who is gonna... I actually went to see my doctor, and then he was like, look, it's good that you actually got on the road again, because for some people it will like literally take their self-esteem down. Like, they will have that trauma of them not even wanting to drive. I was like, well, baby, I am going to go there and still chase that dollar bag, because for me, I just have to drive. Like, I just have to, because I can't survive on the government subsidy. Like, it's too little for me with 2 teenage boys. Like, they eat a lot. So for me, it was a really big, it was a big wake-up call at life. When you have that skin color, honey boo boo, you are on your own sometimes. Like, those people will treat you like shit. They will treat you like shit. So it makes me actually, like, I've experienced racism before in Australia. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I've experienced it. When people tell you, oh, go back to your country, what are you doing here? Like, seriously. And I've had a work colleague who actually asked me, oh, if you're saying that your country where you came from, you guys have everything like mining and all these things. Why did you come to Australia then? I was like, hey, our country have it, but our leaders are extremely corrupt. So what do you expect? We just have to come and seek refuge and seek a better life for our kids, you know? And that's just it. It was really hurtful. The way they would treat a Caucasian person, it's definitely different from the way they would treat a black girl. And I've actually experienced that. Honestly, I'm not capping, but I'm actually telling you guys the truth. And I honestly hope that you guys have fun and enjoy this story time. But yeah,